The sound of gunfire and explosions echoed in Peter Crenshaw's ears as he lay on the ground, his body battered and bleeding. The battle had been fierce, and the human forces had fought valiantly, but in the end, they were overwhelmed by the alien onslaught. As Peter struggled to regain his footing, he felt a sharp pain in his back, and his world went black. When he came to, Peter found himself in a dimly lit room, his arms and legs bound by strange, metallic restraints. He thrashed against his bonds, cursing under his breath as he tried to free himself. "You're wasting your energy," a guttural voice spoke from the shadows. "Those restraints are designed to hold creatures far stronger than you." Peter's head snapped up, his eyes narrowing as he searched for the source of the voice. "Show yourself, you coward," he spat, his voice dripping with venom. A tall, spindly creature stepped into the light, its eyes glowing an eerie red. It regarded Peter with a mix of curiosity and disdain. "You humans are so predictable," it said, its voice tinged with amusement. "Always fighting, even when you've already lost." "We haven't lost yet," Peter growled, straining against his bonds once more. "And we won't stop fighting until every last one of you is dead or gone." The alien chuckled, a strange, clicking sound that sent shivers down Peter's spine. "We shall see about that, human. For now, you are our prisoner, and you will answer our questions." Peter let out a bark of laughter. "I won't tell you a damn thing, you hear me? You can torture me all you want, but I won't betray my people." The alien tilted its head to the side, studying Peter intently. "Torture? No, we have no need for such primitive methods. We have other ways of extracting information." As if on cue, another alien entered the room, carrying a small, circular device. It approached Peter and held the device up to his face, a series of lights and symbols flashing across its surface. "What the hell is that thing?" Peter demanded, trying to pull away from the device. "It is a translator," the first alien explained. "It will allow us to communicate with you more effectively." Peter felt a sudden warmth on his skin as the device began to glow, and then a strange sensation in his mind, as if his thoughts were being rearranged. He shook his head, trying to clear the fog that had settled over his brain. Now the alien said, its voice suddenly clear and understandable, "Let us begin. Why did you humans attack our world with such ferocity? Why did you fight like wild animals, with no regard for your own lives?" Peter glared at the alien, his jaw clenched tight. He knew he should keep his mouth shut, but the words spilled out before he could stop them. "You really want to know why we attacked you? Why we fought like our lives depended on it? It's because they did. You attacked us first, you bastards. You slaughtered innocent people on our colony, and now you're going to pay the price." The alien regarded him coldly, its eyes narrowing. "We will see about that, human. We have many more questions for you, and you will answer them, one way or another." Peter set his jaw, his eyes blazing with defiance. "Bring it on, you son of a bitch. I'm not afraid of you." As the aliens began their interrogation, Peter steeled himself for the battle ahead. He knew it would be a long and painful process, but he was determined to endure, to fight back in any way he could. For the sake of his fallen comrades, for the sake of the human race, he would not break. He would not surrender. The interrogation room was cold and sterile, with a single, harsh light shining down on Peter from above. The aliens had strapped him to a chair, his arms and legs immobilized by the same strange, metallic restraints as before. Despite his best efforts, he couldn't move an inch. The first alien, the one who had spoken to him earlier, stood in front of him, flanked by two others. They all wore the same expressionless masks, their eyes glinting with a cold, calculating intelligence. "Let us begin," the lead alien said, its voice flat and emotionless. "Why did you attack our world?" Peter remained silent, his eyes fixed on a point just above the alien's head. The alien leaned in closer, its face just inches from Peter's. "Answer the question, human. Why did you attack us?" Peter's lips twisted into a sneer. "You know damn well why we attacked you. You started this war, not us." The alien cocked its head to the side, a gesture that might have been curiosity on a human face. "Explain." "You attacked our colony," Peter spat. "You slaughtered innocent people, civilians. Men, women, children. You butchered them like animals." The alien was silent for a moment, as if processing this information. "We did not attack your colony," it said at last. "We have no record of such an event." Peter laughed, a harsh, bitter sound. "Of course you don't. You probably wiped it from your records as soon as you realized what you'd done. But we remember. We remember every single person you killed, every life you destroyed." The alien turned to its companions, speaking in a language that Peter couldn't understand. They conferred for a moment, then turned back to him. "If what you say is true," the lead alien said, "then we offer our apologies. But that does not explain the ferocity of your attack. You fought like what?" Peter interrupted. "Like wild animals, like savages." The alien nodded. Peter leaned back in his chair, a grim smile on his face. "There's a couple of words you need to learn," he said. "Overkill and revenge." The aliens looked at each other, confusion evident in their body language. "Overkill," Peter explained, "is when you use way more force than necessary to achieve your goal. And revenge is when you make someone pay for what they've done to you, no matter the cost." The lead alien nodded slowly. "I see. And that is why you attacked our world. For revenge." "Damn right," Peter said. "You killed our people, so we're going to kill yours. Every last one of you, if that's what it takes." The aliens conferred again, their voices rising and falling in a heated debate. Finally, the lead alien turned back to Peter. "We do not understand this concept of revenge," it said. "But we understand that we have made a grave mistake. We wish to end this conflict before more lives are lost." Peter's eyes narrowed. "And how do you propose to do that?" The alien hesitated, as if searching for the right words. "We have never encountered a species like yours before, one that fights back with such ferocity. We are not prepared for this kind of war." Peter leaned forward, his eyes locked on the aliens. "I'll tell you how you end this," he said. "You surrender. You lay down your weapons and you submit to our authority. That's the only way this ends without more bloodshed." The alien recoiled as if struck. "Surrender? We do not know this word." Peter sighed, shaking his head. "Surrender means you give up. You admit defeat and you let us dictate the terms of the peace." The aliens looked at each other, their expressions unreadable. "Must discuss this further," the lead alien said at last. "But perhaps surrender is the only way." Peter leaned back in his chair, a sense of grim satisfaction settling over him. It wasn't the victory he had hoped for, but it was a start. And if it meant an end to the killing, an end to the war, then maybe, just maybe, it would be worth it. Peter sat in the interrogation room, his heart racing as he waited for the aliens to return. He had no idea if they would accept his terms, or if they would simply kill him and continue the war. But he had to try. He owed it to his fallen comrades, to the people back home who were counting on him. The door slid open, and the three aliens entered, their expressions unreadable as ever. They took their places in front of Peter, the lead alien standing slightly ahead of the others. "We have discussed your proposal," it said, its voice flat and emotionless. "And we have come to a decision." Peter held his breath, his heart hammering in his chest. "We will surrender," the alien said. "On one condition." Peter's eyes narrowed. "And what's that?" The alien hesitated, as if searching for the right words. "We wish for you to arbitrate the surrender, to act as a mediator between our two species." Peter blinked in surprise. "Me? Why me?" "Because you are the first human we have encountered who seems to understand the gravity of the situation," the alien replied. "You have shown a willingness to communicate, to find a peaceful solution. We believe that you are the best person to bridge the gap between our two races." Peter leaned back in his chair, his mind racing. It was a daunting task, to be sure. But if it meant an end to the war, an end to the killing, then he knew he had to try. "All right," he said at last, "I'll do it. But I have some conditions of my own." The aliens nodded, waiting for him to continue. First, Peter said, "You have to release all human prisoners. Every last one of them." The aliens conferred for a moment, then nodded. Agreed. Second, Peter continued, you have to provide us with information. Everything you know about your species, your technology, your history. We need to understand who we're dealing with if we're going to have any hope of a lasting peace. Again, the aliens conferred, then nodded. Agreed. Peter took a deep breath, steeling himself for his final condition. And third, he said, you have to submit to our authority. That means no more attacks, no more aggression. You follow our laws, our rules. You become a part of our society, under our governance. The aliens were silent for a long moment, their expressions unreadable. Finally, the lead alien spoke. We'll agree to your terms, it said. But we have much to learn, much to understand. We will need your help, your guidance. Peter nodded, a sense of relief washing over him. I understand, and I'll do everything I can to help. But you have to understand, this isn't going to be easy. There's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment on both sides. It's going to take time to heal those wounds. The alien inclined its head. We understand, but we are willing to try, for the sake of both our species. Peter took a deep breath, then nodded. All right then, let's get started. As the aliens released his restraints and helped him to his feet, Peter felt a sense of purpose settle over him. He knew that the road ahead would be long and difficult, that there would be countless obstacles to overcome. But he also knew that it was the only way forward, the only way to ensure a future for both humans and aliens alike. And so, with a heavy heart and a sense of determination, Peter stepped out of the interrogation room and into his new role as arbiter of the peace. It was a daunting task, but one that he knew he had to embrace, for the sake of all those who had sacrificed so much in the name of freedom and justice. The war may have been over, but the real work was just beginning. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out all of the other videos on my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you all for the comments, subscribes, and likes.